A lot of people have heard of what is called the Pareto Principle, and if you haven't, I'll explain it real quick. It basically suggests that 20% of possible investments will result in an 80% return. Therefore, as it relates to your training, you're going to want to pick the exercises that are going to provide the greatest return on your investment of time and effort. You're going to want to pick the exercises that are commonly referred to as bang for your buck movements, the ones that provide the most bang for your buck. And generally, as it relates to the Pareto Principle, there's a very few select movements that will do that for you. And generally, they're going to be the same for most people, irrespective of what you train for. Because a bang for your buck movement is one in which you can use the most amount of weight and perform the most amount of reps. Therefore, optimally load or maximally load your muscles for the greatest times under tension. You're going to manipulate how much weight you use and how many reps you perform based on your goal. But for the most part, the exercises that are going to provide the most bang for your buck are going to be the same for most people. Now, that explanation as to what a bang for your buck movement is pretty incomplete, in that, if 20% of movements provide an 80% return, well, what about the other 20%? What if you want 100% of return on your investment of time and effort, and you want to build the best physique possible or get as strong as possible? Then doing those movements is not going to take you there. And there's a reason for that. So the reason why a bang for your buck movement is one in the first place is not because it allows you to load the body with the most amount of weight to perform the most amount of reps, but why can you do that? Why does a bang for your buck movement allow that? Why does it facilitate that? The reason is because these bang for your buck movements generally are those in which the working muscles are closest to their mid-range for most of the movement. Because if you remember, a muscle's capacity to produce force is greatest when it's at or near its mid-range and weakest when it's at its extreme ranges. Therefore, if all you did was do bang for your buck movements, you're going to strengthen and develop your muscles. You're getting 80% of return, but you're not going to strengthen them in their weak positions. And that is why it is necessary to do more than just the bang for your buck movements if you want 100% return on your investment of time and effort. That's why you're going to want to include other movements that are going to subject the muscles to high levels of tension in their longest and shortest position to get the greatest return on your investment of time and effort, regardless of whether you train for strength or to build muscle. A lot of people don't understand what makes a bang for your buck movement a bang for your buck movement. They will say, the most muscles are involved, therefore I can lift the most amount of weight. And while this is true, it is an incomplete explanation. And if it's incomplete and you don't fully understand that, how are you going to include the right things in your strategy to maximize your return on investment of time and effort? So now you know what a bang for your buck movement is. Now you know why it's a bang for your buck movement. If you want to maximize your return on investment of time and effort, you're probably going to want to include a lot of bang for your buck movements in your strategy, but your strategy will be incomplete if you want 100% return. So I hope that helps most people in understanding why they need to do certain things, why certain things do certain things or have the effect that they have, and what's missing if all they did was certain things, so that they can include other certain things into their strategy to maximize the return on investment of time and effort. If you like the information, feel free to share it. Do for others as I've done for you. I'll continue to do it for you. I'll continue to bring the best, most practical, effective, and relevant information as it relates to training to get bigger or stronger than anybody in the fucking world. If you like the information, feel free to share it. Click the fucking button at the bottom, subscribe to the channel. I'll continue to bring it.